Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. To the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. We have never had race issues in my religion, black, white, yellow, and people of, no one is distinguished in the face of, in front of God by any attribute other than his or her integrity and sincereness in doing good things.
It's truly a religion of the peace. You can start greeting people with peace. That means salam. When you say Salam alaikum in Arabic, that means peace be upon you. That's pretty.
Islam, Christianity, and Judaism believe there's one God, not a multiplicity of them. Okay, and so in that sense, there is a similarity, and they are all what are called people of the book. Okay, they all come from the same region.
Part of the Islamic religion, if you are relatively well-to-do and can afford to make a pilgrimage to Mecca for Hajj celebration, this is a very unique experience, tremendously touching, where you see 3 or 4 million people wearing only 2 pieces of cloth, white cloth that is the same. Nobody knows who anybody else's positions, their wealth, their ranks in the society. We all are the same at that place, worshiping God.
I know that it is a religion that believes that there's one God, monotheistic, that it was founded by the Prophet Muhammad. There is not the idea of a sacrifice the way Christ is said to have performed that. And Islam also does have a certain amount of it that does talk about how you're to treat people of outside the faith. Okay? That, I believe, is different from the way that either the Jewish scriptures and the New Testament talks about.
The thought occurred to me that, you know, I have a lawn each year, and then I have to buy a lawnmower which pollutes the air and then uses gas and makes lots of noise to cut my lawn. Why don't I just buy some goats who can not only eat my grass and also fertilize my lawn? I don't have to buy fertilizer. And of course, if we choose to do so, we could slaughter some of them if they start growing and become multiplying themselves as a good source of meat.
The religion of Islam gave me such a security, and I'm so proud. I'm a Muslim woman, I'm a Muslim Iranian woman, I'm a Muslim Iranian American woman. And that helped me to be always honored by other people. I'm very lucky, and actually I feel the honor of being a Muslim.
People simply don't know very much about Islam, apart from what they get from the media, or apart from the fear that they have since we've had the war on terror. They try to stay away from people who look like terrorists, okay? Meaning, for our purposes, a lot of people who are Middle Eastern. I think the misunderstanding arises from ignorance and an unwillingness to find out, or an unwillingness to learn.
I was sitting with a group of students, and one of the kids, he asked me where I was from because he didn't think I was American. And when I told him I was born and raised here, he was like, no, that doesn't make sense. Where are you actually from? And even though my parents are Egyptian, I'm technically still American. And he showed me, he like put his shirt up and he showed me his arm and he said, see, I'm white. I belong here. And he's like, go back to your country. Just because I might not look like everyone else doesn't mean I'm not as American as they are.
If I'm a Muslim, I has to be either dark or dangerous or dumb. That's how the media portrays this Islam in the Western world. Because
there are 2 parts of the people who I'm facing. I have less challenge with the non-Muslim than with the Muslim, because then there's some tradition It does not belong even to Islam, but they want everybody obey it. Everybody wants everybody look like themselves to make them happy.
The media, I think, has to some extent portrayed Muslims as being anti-American, and I think to some extent they've also portrayed them as being very fearful.
Where we're like put as the terrorists, and the media just like completely twists the religion and says that it advocates like all this terror, but it's really not true. And when they start asking me questions and realize that I'm American teenager just like them, like it's a really good way to like break down the barriers that have been built in this society.
Many Americans, I think, feel that all Muslims are terrorists, or they're all murderous, or they're all out to destroy the United States, or they all hate America and things like that.
But I mean, a lot of people, it's not so much misunderstood. I mean, they just have no idea why I wear the scarf. Because people are always asking me, oh, well, your parents aren't here. Like, you could take it off. And they don't understand that to me, it's not, my parents aren't the highest authority.
It is a lot of misunderstanding because the real Islam, through the Quran, it is so advanced, it is so modern, it is so open.
But if I take this hat out and wear a tie, all of a sudden that perceptions, even pictorially, goes away. I'm no longer dark and dangerous and dumb.
آمنا بالله صدق الله العلی العظیم. به نام خدای بخشنده مهربان برای اطلاع